Hey guys, Sam here, welcoming you back to the Bradford City Road to Glory career mode. I hope you guys are enjoying this career mode so far. If you are, make sure you leave a like on this video. The support has been up and down on this series. Of course, if we can get it back up, that'll be appreciated. So if you're watching this video and you go on to enjoy it, make sure you leave a like. But we start off with the game against Bolton Wanderers in the Capital One Cup, I believe. And the cups, I'm not taking them too seriously. I am, it is a chance to give some of the younger guys, some of the shit guys that don't get a chance, people like Christopher Routas in centre-back there, it gives them a chance to get a bit of gameplay and then show me something, do you deserve to be in the team maybe on a more regular basis. So, I don't mind the cups, and so the longer we're in them, I don't really mind too much, because it does give me a chance to play some of the younger guys, as I was saying. So if we do have these opportunities, then it's not too bad. But if we weren't in the cup, I wouldn't be too sad or upset or anything like that. But, we have a pretty much a surprise here, a surprise hero of the game in Sheehan, our left back, who's usually our third choice left back, behind Meredith and, of course, Andy Halliday, who's our main left back. And, they're all good left backs, so it's very difficult to, that all three of them play in the same position. I believe Halliday can play central midfield, which is pretty good, but I do prefer him in that left back position. But Sheehan doesn't really get a chance to do much, but he's got 79 free kick accuracy, and I think it's the best in our entire squad, so yeah, I like taking free kicks, and he has decent free kick accuracy, but he's still, as a left back, he's probably, he's not the best. His pace is not as good as the likes of Meredith and Halliday, but he's a solid player. We haven't sold him yet, which is weird, because he's our third choice left back, and I don't usually have third choice. I never usually have a third choice for one single position. Like, I might have three central midfielders, but I'd never have three right backs or three quality strikers, unless I'm playing two up front. Left back and right back especially, there's only one position for them, and usually I have just two players there, one good and then maybe one young, who's not that good. But he picks up the man of the match vote, and he picks up an MVP vote, and Billy Knott got injured in that match, which is unfortunate. However, Sam Gallagher returned from his injury, so that was pretty good. It was like a little trade-off there, but 2 months for Billy Knott is quite a lot, especially considering he's been one of our best players and probably our best central midfielder, I'd say. Him and Little, I'd say, have been the best two on form so far this season. Harrison Reed is trailing behind. Harrison Reed doesn't get much of the spotlight because he doesn't score many of the goals or set up many of the assists, but even still, I'd say Little has made very good on his chances, and Billy Knott has been an overall beast for us. So it is unfortunate that he gets injured, but we do have the likes of Kennedy and Little that can come in alongside Harrison Reed to, shore up the midfield, and we still have a number of, midfielders we can choose from, we can select from, that are very good. Harrison Reed here plays over a beautiful ball to Billy Clark in this game against Middlesbrough in the league. And that was just a beautiful goal. That was just a beautiful goal. From the pass to the finish, just everything about that was so good. And Billy Clark is the man who puts it away. And Sam Gallagher did return from injury, but he wasn't fully fit for this game. And Billy Clark started, and he made good on his chance. Remember the last episode, he was substituted on and he scored a hat-trick. This episode, he's come in, he scored a goal. He's really showing me his worth, and there was a point during this season where I thought maybe we could sell Billy Clark on, maybe in January, maybe in next season, but as a third choice, well, not a third choice, but as a backup striker, he's not too bad. So if he's happy playing that next season in the Premier League, I can't really see too many, I can't really see myself complaining too much about that. Billy Clark is very good, and, to have him as a backup striker, I'm not complaining. It's like having Loic Remy for Chelsea as a backup striker, not bad at all, because Remy is very, very good, and I'm not saying Clark's as good as Remy, but it's that sort of situation where it's like Billy Clark is a solid striker for the Championship, I guess. So, to have him as a backup isn't too bad, and going forward next season, if he wants to be a substitute, if he doesn't complain too much, I don't mind having him, and that's why, because he scores a brace in this game, a second goal for Clark, beautiful header, and he's showing him that he can do it in various ways, a right-footed finesse shot, a header. He's just really, really good from anywhere, from everywhere, and he's one of the more, I'd say, underrated players, and he's one of the more unfortunate players, because we do have Akpom and Gallagher, And he's like one of the best substitutes we have, alongside, I'd say, like a Gary Little or something like that, you know. And it's very unfortunate that he is unable to, you know, be our main striker. But, you know, going forward, I don't see him as our main striker. But going on to Middlesbrough's goal, Thomas Kalash, the Chelsea centre-back on loan, of course, to Middlesbrough, just smashes it. And I swear to God, if in 15 years' time, if this was real life and they made a highlight reel of the best goals scored by centre-backs, you'd have James Chester and Thomas Kalash in there, both against us. James Chester with that volley, Kalash there with just a brilliant strike. It's like, what is it with centre-backs scoring fabulous goals against me? I don't understand. Why us? Why does it happen to us? But we do pick up the 3 points. That's the main thing. It was a 90th minute goal. It was a consolation goal at the end of the day. And we do pick up all 3 points, which is, again, you know, the important thing in this whole thing. You know, we're trying to stay at the top and we're trying to keep a gap at the top. And it's really weird to, like, think that we're at the top at this point. Like, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like we should be, but we are. So we're going to take it. And Billy Clark picks himself up a vote, which is extremely good, you know, to show that he's still a decent player. And here, I do go for a free agent in Martin Morales. Now, not because I thought he'd be good, because by his wages, I could tell he wasn't a solid player. As you can see, 56 rated, nothing too special. But I was running a little low on the reserves, as you can see, and we were starting to pick up a couple of injuries. Gallagher got injured, then when he came back, you know, Knock got injured. I didn't want to have it's possible. It's happened to me before where I've had 6 or 7 reserves, but I've still ended up having to take all those reserve spots, you know, and, you know, forfeit a match. It's really, really frustrating. So I didn't want that to happen, so I did bring him in on 1,250 a week. So not too bad. And he just pretty much just fills a reserve spot. I don't think he'll be playing too much. 56 rated, he's a bit young. Maybe we could play him in the cup, I'm not quite sure. But at the moment, I don't think he's going to get too many games. We'll see what happens. Jack Grealish here, beautiful finish, beautiful goal, and puts us up 1-0 up against Ipswich Town in the next game. And that's just a brilliant finish from Jack Grealish. I feel like now he's got his feet under him. He's really grown in confidence, and it feels a bit more free playing with Grealish, and it's good to see him doing well. He's a young lad, of course. You know, you don't want to go on loan and then not perform. Because if he does end up staying at Aston Villa, if we don't bring him in permanently, you know, you do want to come off a good loan spell, give yourself a good name going back to your parent club. So, you know, not only is it good for us because he's scoring goals for us, it's good for him personally, because if we don't buy him permanently, wherever he ends up going, it brings up his value and brings up his reputation. So for him personally, it's good to see him doing well. You know, anyone who plays in a Bradford shirt, I want to see do well. And Jack Grealish hopefully will be in a Bradford shirt next season if we're able to sign him permanently. But Ipswich do get an equaliser off a corner. It was one of those corners where it just feels like you just can't get the ball off the player. Like everything just stops and freezes, and he just had an open net and he just smashed it. And unfortunately, it was too close for Ben Williams to save it or anything like that. But Ipswich did put up a very good fight. I was very surprised at how well they did. And right here in the 90th minute, I thought that was offside, so I took out my own player. And Ipswich get a second goal. Like, everything that could have gone wrong in that sequence just went wrong. You know, I thought it was offside, but then I realized it wasn't. I was trying to chase him back. I went for a last-ditch challenge. Fair enough, I probably should have gone for a slide tackle, but I do go for just a normal standing tackle. I take out my own player, and it's an open net again. And Ipswich got up 2-1 with just minutes left on the board. And look, everyone's just like, doesn't know what to do here. I honestly thought he was offside. I genuinely did. Then I took out my own player accidentally. Yeah, and it was just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And it was just 2 goals where it was like, it felt sort of out of my control, which is just so frustrating because you always want to do as much as you can. But 2 goals conceded. The first time this entire season in all competitions we've conceded more than 1 goal, and that was just a record that I was very, very proud of. And to have that gone now, it is disappointing, but the fact that we held it for that long, we're in January. We went half a season without conceding more than 2 goals in all competitions. That includes Chelsea. We beat Chelsea 2-1. They couldn't even score 2 goals against us. So it's a very good achievement. I'm very happy with it. But unfortunately, we do suffer a loss. And the highest rated player, as you could see, was Halliday and Grealish. But I didn't see who was on the tile, but I'll make sure I add that correctly. I think it was Grealish. I'm not going to speak too soon. But Billy Clark got injured in that game for 3 months. So not ideal going into this last game against Sheffield United. And there you go again with those injuries. It was a good thing I did sign Morales, because another injury in Billy Clark, 3 months. You got Meredith, who's still injured from the start of the season. He's coming back in, I think, a month or two. You got Knott out for 2 months. This is a very weakened side. Even our starting 11 is missing one player, I'd say, Billy Knott. And then our bench is missing 2 players in Meredith and Clark. So it's a weak side. So hopefully, the second string players can sort of come in and fill those holes. But we go into this cup game against Sheffield United, and I thought, I'm going to give this guy Clarkson a chance. He's a very young striker. I don't think I've played him at all in the 2 seasons that I've been here, or in the 1.5 seasons that I've been here. And I've decided to play him up front on his own. And Motley Henry with a beautiful run, passes it through to Clarkson, who's just an easy tap in there. Just a striker's goal. You don't really have to do much there. And Motley Henry with a brilliant run. And it was good to see him, getting involved. He's a player that he's exciting. And he's also a player that feels very good, with his pace and dribbling and all that. Tom Lawrence there sent in a pitch-perfect cross. I mean, look at this. Right on Clarkson's noggin. And Tom Lawrence, just a brilliant cross. I'm not sure we'll be signing him permanently. I'm not too impressed with him all around, although he does have just, split seconds of genius, and that was just a brilliant, brilliant cross. But as far as paying the full wages for him, I don't feel like it would be, I don't feel like that's money well spent if we spent it on Tom Lawrence. Let me know what you guys think of Tom Lawrence. He's a winger, but he's not quick, and I don't like him in the attacking mid position either. So it's a very, very, tricky situation. It's very odd. But I don't think I'll be signing him permanently. But he has been a decent loan so far, He's a very good player, just I don't want to pay the money for him. That's just sort of what it comes down to. Because who knows how much we're going to have next season. But Sheffield United do get one back, which was kind of surprising because we were all over him at this point. And so we decided to bring the goal difference back up to 2. So, not bad, 3-1 at this point. And, it was weighing on my mind. I was like, come on, let's not concede 2 goals again. I'm hoping that we can, that Ipswich game can be like a one-time thing where we continue the rest of the season and not concede more than 1 goal. But it's just insane, the fact that we went half a season not conceding more than 1 goal. I mean, that is just one of the best defensive records I've personally had in a career mode. Like, I didn't even realize it until I conceded 2 against Ipswich. I said it last episode, but I'd already recorded the gameplay, and this is when I realized, like, when I conceded 2 against Ipswich, I was like, this feels really weird. Like, yeah, it was just an odd feeling, and then, like, I checked the calendar and I went through all the results, and I had not conceded more than 2 goals. I was like, wow, that's insane. And as you can see, we finish off with Sam Gallagher picking up a goal, which is interesting because he came back for this game as a substitute for Clarkson, and Eastgrove was also a substitute. So they linked up, and Gallagher picked up a goal, which is good, because going into the league then, he'll have a bit of confidence going in. He's got, a bit of fitness now, a bit of match fitness, I guess I should say. And yeah, I guess now he's in the right mindset, and he knows he can still score, so he can go into the league a bit more comfortable. That was pretty much the goal there. And he did get a goal, so quite good from Gallagher, and yeah, I was pretty happy with the performance against Sheffield United overall. 4-1, and we advanced through the Cup, which is always good. The FA Cup, so yeah. I mean, whatever we can do in the Cups, we'll do, I guess, but I'm not focusing on winning them. I don't think we can win them. But it was a great performance. 9 shots, 8 on target, compared to Sheffield United's 6 shots, 3 on target. And that is the 4th and final game of the episode. Let me know how you guys have enjoyed the 4 games an episode. Just let me know. There's 2 of them so far up. Do you like 4? Do you like 3? I sort of maybe thought get through the championship a bit quicker, get to the Premier League as soon as possible. 30 episodes in, 10 episodes into this season. And yeah, we're pretty much halfway through the season, so not bad. Tom Lawrence picks up a vote because he got 2 assists, and he generally played pretty well in that game. So we finish the league off with, only 2 league games, but we do finish at the top of the table with a game in hand against Fulham. And we're at 1 point ahead of him. And then you've got Hull City, Nottingham Forest, Cardiff City, and Middlesbrough making up the rest of the top 6, with West Brom just outside it on goal difference. Not even on goal difference. They have the exact same goal for, goal against, and goal difference. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe it was the results against them. But that is the MVP runnings at the moment. It's Williams with 9, Gallagher with 6, and Akpom with 4. Has not changed since the last episode, guys. If you did enjoy this, make sure you smash a like on the video. Very much appreciated, as per usual. I'll see you guys in the next video very soon. Keep it real.